So today we're going to make a tofu noodle soup, which is really my vegetarian equivalent of a chicken noodle soup. It's great as the weather gets colder, and if you have a cold and your sinuses are stuffed up, it's really very soothing, super easy to make. So what I have here is an 8-quart pot, and it's about half full of water, so about 4 quarts of water. With soups, it's always easier to add more water than to take out water, so I'm going to start with about 4 quarts of water in there. To the water, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of salt. Now that sounds like a lot, but we're going to put all of our ingredients, including some pasta, in here to cook, so that's why we want to make sure there's enough salt to cover all of that. So first thing I'm going to add is some tofu. This happens to be baked tofu because I had that in my fridge. But certainly you can use plain tofu or whatever you happen to have on hand. This happens to be 5-spice tofu, but you can use whatever flavor you prefer. I've just cubed it, and this is 3 8-ounce packages. So I've added the tofu to the water, and I'm just going to keep adding ingredients. I happen to really like ginger, so I'm going to add some slices of ginger, and they're in big pieces so that people who don't like it can eat around it. If you don't like ginger, you can certainly add anything else that you like, lemongrass or celery or any other kind of aromatic vegetable that you like. It's just nice to give some flavor to the soup. Next, I'm going to add some mushrooms, and I like to use frozen mushrooms. So these are frozen organic mushrooms, and these are a great pantry staple to have around because they'll last almost, I think, a year actually in your freezer, and you can use them in anything, in soups, sauces, sauteed. It's just a really great ingredient to have around. So I'm going to put 2 bags of this. One I'm going to put mixed, and the other bag is going to be shiitake mushrooms. If you don't have these frozen mushrooms, you can use canned mushrooms, you can use dried mushrooms, you can use fresh mushrooms, whatever it is you have on hand. Mushrooms are just a great ingredient in vegetarian food to give flavor, especially to things like soups and stocks. Okay, so this is the last ingredient I'm going to add right now, and it's going to be some romaine lettuce. It's chopped lettuce. You can get it in the bag, already washed and cut, so it's super easy. You can also use other vegetables if you like them. If you like kale or other green vegetables, feel free to add those. I happen to like lettuce, and I actually think cooked lettuce adds a really nice flavor to things like soups and stir fries. So we're going to add 2 bags of that. Now we're going to let the soup just cook for a little bit so it comes back up to a boil and the lettuce wilts. And once that happens, we'll come back and add the pasta for the noodle part of our soup. The soup's been cooking for about 10 minutes now, and you can see that the greens are wilted, and if you were here, you could smell it. So now I'm going to add the pasta. This happens to be organic brown rice fusilli, but you can certainly use whatever pasta you like. This is 8 ounces of dry pasta. And when you add the pasta is also dependent on how cooked you like it. I like it to be al dente, but also kind of moist. So that's why I'm adding it now, and I'll probably cook it for about 15 minutes. So that's what we're going to do now. Make sure you stir the pasta down so it cooks in the water. Here's the finished soup, and you can see that the pasta and all the other ingredients have cooked through. I like to serve it with a little bit of black pepper and some toasted sesame oil on top. Toasted sesame oil is a great addition in particular to Asian dishes, and it's best to add at the end of your dish so it doesn't cook through. Please enjoy the soup on a cold day.